Good morning. Hello, everyone. A warm good morning and a welcome to the resource person, all the participants, and the advisors team of ThickNess Learning Community. We, ThickNess Learning Community, are happy to have you here for the international webinar on mathematical black holes. We, ThickNess Learning Community, is a new online startup zeroing in on sharing the knowledge through collaborative studies by organizing the expertise in professional talk, inspiring and motivating young minds towards entrepreneurial leadership vision through various programs, and accelerating women empowerment that commits to scale up the quality of their life. Our upcoming webinars are PCB designing, turn your ideas into product, along with many more, and certified courses like entrepreneurship, 5G technologies, ethical hacking, cybersecurity, etc. And now, I would like to introduce our young and dynamic resource person, Dr. K. Supradeepan. Dr. K. Supradeepan is working as an associate professor in mechanical engineering department at Birla Institute of Technology and Science, with Pilani, Hyderabad campus. He is also working as a doctor of philosophy from Aerospace Engineering, IIT Kharagpur. Dr. K. Supradeepan has completed his master's in aerospace engineering from IIT Kharagpur. He has huge number of he has huge number of Science Citation Index CEI publication and has been awarded and honored like TNSCST Young Scientist Fellowship Award and many more. He has worked on sponsored projects like design and development of an automated flow calibration system for fuel and oxidizer injection of reaction control system CAS DRDO with a fund of 10 lakhs. With this note, I would like to welcome our resource person, Dr. K. Supradeepan. Welcome, sir. And once again, I would like to welcome all the members of Thickness Learning Community to get lost in space-time. Get your UPS, Universal Positioning System, charged to find your way back home after the event. Over to the resource person.
Good morning. Warm good morning to everyone. So today we are going to see something related to mathematical black holes. Few of you have some knowledge on mathematical black holes, but this is for people who don't have idea about mathematical black hole, and it's going to be interesting, and can say it's going to be fun really. So let's start. So I hope you all aware of this image, and I took it from NASA website. So here you can see a small black hole which is trying to assimilate a nearby star, right? Fine. So black holes, are we going to discuss more about physics? We'll see. So as per the definition of black hole, a black hole is a region of space-time where gravity is so strong that nothing can escape. No particles, because everything will get absorbed to the center of the black hole. Even electromagnetic radiation such as light cannot escape. And the theory of general relativity predicts that sufficient compact mass can deform space and time to form a black hole. Well, actually, I have taken this sentence directly from Wikipedia. Okay, so which shows that I don't know anything about black holes. So that's the truth. So we are not going to do anything with respect to the black holes, the physics of the black hole. Okay, so then what is a mathematical black hole? So it's about maths. It's about fun. Okay, so the fun part is about mathematics is we'll try to understand some concepts which are interesting to understand, and a black hole. So what we are going to do is we are going to use the concept of black hole, which means that black hole is a point where it attracts everything. Only that much sentence we are going to use. And apart from that, we'll use some mathematical procedure and we'll have some fun. It is actually an iterative procedure. For people who are working on numerical methods, probably they know about the iterative procedures. See, the others, you can enjoy the initial part of the mathematical black hole. I have kept only a couple of slides which are related to more about the technical aspects. So, to have fun for today, if you can arrange a piece of paper and a pen, you can really have fun during this talk. Okay, I hope you all having, you can take your paper and pen besides your machine, and yeah, we can start. So we have lots of black holes in mathematics, and let's start with a simple black hole. The black hole is 4. Number 4 is a black hole for a certain procedure. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to explain about a procedure that you have to adopt to achieve this black hole. Okay, let's start with any number. Let's say, for example, 100, 200, 300, like that. You take any whole number and then write its numeral in English. Basically, what I have to do is, if I'm writing, say, for example, 15 or 20, I have to write it in English, TWENTY. Like that I have to write. And then the second step is count the number of characters in the spelling. So if you take 20, TWENTY, so how many characters? We have 6 characters. Okay. Now, what you do is write the number of characters in the digit whatever that you have written. So initially we started with 20, the number 20, and we have wrote it in the English letters TWENTY, right? And then what happened is that we had counted TWENTY as 6. Okay, so I have to write the number 6, write the number 6, and then I have to repeat the procedure. I have to repeat the procedure. So if I am repeating, what will happen? Okay, let's see with an example. So consider 176. Okay, so I have to write in terms of the English words. This is the first step, 126. So in this, there are 23 characters, ONEHUNDREDAND. So all the things you can count. In fact, you can even count the spaces also. Sometimes the hyphens used to come, that also you can count, but that is optional. Okay, even if you are counting the hyphens, even if you are counting the blank spaces that is available, that is in between 1 and 100 you have space, blank space. You can count that also as a character. So if you are counting that, in this particular example, I haven't counted the space and the hyphens. So simply I have written 176 and it has 23 characters. Okay, 23, I will say like 23 alphabets it has. Okay, so now I am writing this 23 into an English digit, TWENTY THREE. Okay, so it has 11 characters. So now I think you can understand I am repeating this procedure. So if I'm repeating 11, it has 6 characters, and if I'm repeating this 6, it has 3 characters, and then 3 has 5 characters, and then 5 have 4 characters, and then I'll get 4, 4, 4, 4, 4. Now you can take any number of this kind and you adopt this procedure, it will lead to a black hole 4. It will lead to a black hole 4. Isn't it interesting? Well, I think a school-going kid can also understand and appreciate this black holes. Yes, if you have your kids who are fascinated about mathematics and this kind of black holes, invite them to watch these videos, so that for this particular video, so that you can see there are a lot of such black holes available and you can get fascinated. Okay, and over the lectures, the complexity of the black hole goes a little increasing. Okay, fine. Let's talk about the next black hole, 123. Okay. Now there is a black hole called 123, and we'll look into the procedure. Obviously, we have to select a number. Okay. And then what you have to do is you have to count the even numbers. Count in that. Say, for example, if you are writing 173. So how many even numbers are there? There is nothing, 0. Right? How many odd numbers are there? 3. Okay. So like that, you have to count the even numbers and count the number of odd numbers, or I can say how many even digits or odd digits. That makes more sense. And the total number of the digits. Okay, so if I am taking 4176, I have 2 even digits, 2 odd digits, and it has total 4 digits in it. Okay, now and then put them together in the order, right? First write the even number, and then the odd number, and then the number of digit. Okay, now repeat the procedure until you get 123. This is also pretty similar to a simple example, whatever that we have seen in the previous example, but here the procedure is slightly different. The procedure is slightly different. Okay, so let us try with a 13-digit number: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Again, 0, 1, 2, 3 for a easy understanding. Okay, so it has 13 digits. Now we have to arrange. We can count how many even digits are there. Okay, if you count of the 13 digits, you have 6 even digits and 7 odd digits, right? And then I have to come up with a number. The number will be 6713. So now I'm reducing the 13-digit number into a 4-digit number. Okay, hence it is coming out to be 6713. Now I am going to repeat the same procedure. Okay, so it has 1 even digit, 3 odd digit. Okay, and then I have total 4 digits. So because of that, I'm reducing this to 134. Okay, and again reduce this 134. It will get reduced to 133. You repeat 133 n number of times, it will become 133. So this is one example. So we'll take another example to check whether this is really true. Let's take another 10-digit. It's a random number. Previously, I have taken 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's a sequence. Okay. So now, one more thing. I don't know whether you have noticed or not. Here, 0 is an even digit. That's what I have considered. Now, let's take a random 10-digit number. Now, 4, 3, 2, 1, 5, 4, 7, 9, 6, 5. So what you can do is, in the meantime, you can also start taking a random number of any number of digits, whatever that you feel, and then you try to iterate the same procedure. Okay. Now, I have 4 even digits, 6 odd digits, and then there are 10 digits in that. So now assembling, I'll get 4610, right? Repeat once again. I have 3 even digits and 1 odd digit, and it has 4 digits, right? So and hence it comes out to be 314. Repeating the procedure, I am again getting into 123, right? So any digit, whatever that any number that you are taking, okay, so it will boil down to 123. Probably if you are taking very big number, the number of iterations that you have to do may be increasing. Say, for example, in this particular example, you have the first iteration, you got 4610. Second iteration, you had 3114, and the third iteration you got 123. And the number of iteration may vary if you are taking a bigger digit. If you're taking a bigger digit, say for example, if you are taking a 1000-digit number, okay. So now what happens in a 1000-digit number? If I am assuming 50% is odd and 50% is even, so 500, 500,000. So that number itself is going to be 500 has 3 digits, and another 500 has 6 digits, and then 1000 has 4 digits. So again, you'll end up with a 10-digit number. Okay, so which means that the larger number that you are taking, the number of iteration increases, but ultimately it boils down to 123. Yes, this is another black hole. Okay, now going forward, we look into another one, the 495 black hole. This is little interesting. Now, take any 3-digit number which has at least 2 different numbers, which means that you are taking a 3-digit number in which at least 2 digits should be different, right? Say for example, you cannot take triple two, you cannot take triple one, so like that. Okay, so you can take the combination like 221, 112, so like that. That's allowed. Okay, if this is violated, 495 black hole will not come. So this is the first assumption, not the assumption. This is the first condition that we are proposing. Okay, arrange the digit in order from greatest to the least to get the greatest 3-digit number with this 3 digits. Okay, so R in the sentence is very complex. I'll try to make it very simple. Arrange the digits in order from the least to the greatest to get the least 3-digit number with these 3 digits. Okay, subtract the lesser number from the greater number. If the difference calculated in the previous step is not equal to 495, repeat the procedure. See, the procedure is simple. Take a 3-digit number. Okay, with this 3 digits, you have to make 2 numbers. One with the combinations of the 3 digits, bring the biggest number and bring the smallest number. Okay, say for example, if I am taking 796, okay, the biggest number is 976. The least number is 679. Okay, so these are the 2 numbers that I am taking. I have to subtract it. And upon subtracting, if I am not getting 495, I have to repeat. Okay, now let us look into some examples for you to make it understand. Okay, now consider 258. So now we have what is that? It doesn't have any. The first condition is not getting violated. That is, we have 3 different digits. The condition is at least we need 2 different digits. Okay. Now arrange the digits as per the order. So 852, 825. I am making all the permutation combinations. Okay. So here the largest number is 852 and the smallest number is 258. So with the 3 digits 258, the combination, the greatest number that I can make is 852, whereas the smallest is 258. Right now, the second step is subtract from the greatest to the. We have to take the. We have to make the difference between the largest and the smallest value. So that comes out to be 594. So our black hole is 495. Okay, now we have to reiterate it once again. So when I'm reiterating, what happens? The largest number that I can make is 954. Okay, and the smallest is 459. Just subtracting. Now comes out to be 495. That is what it depends on the number that you are taking, and the number of iteration again depends on the number you are choosing. Ultimately, if you are following this procedure, again you'll be coming up with a black hole called 945. So that is why I'm relating this mathematical procedure to a black hole. Okay. Now there is another number 6174. Okay, this number is again pretty similar to the previous black hole, that is 495. In 495 we took a 3-digit number. Now when we are taking 4-digit number, what happens? The black hole is coming out to be 6174. Okay, now the same procedure is going to be adopted. Okay, so I'm skipping this part. Okay, now with an example, let's take 2238. Okay, let us take 2238, and the condition is again you have to choose a 4-digit number with at least 2 different digits. Okay, now we have 2238. Our first condition is getting satisfied. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to form the greatest and the smallest number. The greatest number is 8322 and the smallest will be 2238. Okay, now what I have to do, I have to subtract the largest and the smallest number. That comes out to be 6000 84. Okay. Now what we have to do? We have to repeat this iteration. When we repeat this iteration, again I am getting the largest number is 8640 and the smallest is 0486. Subtracting, I am getting 8136. Now, as I said, we have to do the iteration procedure. Okay. When I am iterating, what happens? We have initially we have 6084 and then it changes to 8136, and if you are keep on doing, after some 10 iteration or so, you'll get the number 6174. Okay. Now please don't ask me a question, what if I am taking a 5-digit number? Yes, you can explore on your own, and if I'm not sure that there is a black hole exists. If exists, probably you can hit the jackpot. Fine. Sorry. So we can take another example. Okay, fine. You can take another example also. Okay, now we'll move on to the next black hole, 153. Okay, so this is where the complexity increases. Okay, so far we have done only the first one. A student or a kid who knows to write the equivalent of the digit can understand. And then what happens, we extended the procedure, and then we try to do some additions, and then we try to form the maximum and minimum. So you can see that gradually the complexity of the problem is increasing. Now let's look into the 153 black hole. It involves division as well. Now take any 3-digit natural number. Remember that should be divisible by 3. Remember, it should be divisible by 3. Now, calculate the sum of the cubes of the digits of the chosen number. Okay, if I am taking, let us take any number which is divisible by 3. Okay, 123. So you have to, what you have to do is 1 cube plus 2 cube plus 3 cube. Okay, and then you have, when you are forming, you'll get another number. Okay, and then if the number is not equal to 153, as usual you have to reiterate. Right? Fine. So let's start with an example. Okay. Now let's consider 792. Yeah, you can see that 792 is divisible by 3. You have 264 times into 3, you will get 792. So what we have to do, we have to take 7 cube plus 9 cube plus 2 cube, right? 7 cube plus 9 cube plus 2 cube is 1080. You may be thinking that the black hole number is 153, but the number is keep on increasing. Don't worry, you reiterate it. 1 cube plus 0 cube plus 8 cube plus 0 cube. Now it becomes 513. Now you reiterate the procedure. 5 cube plus 1 cube plus 3 cube will be 153. Right? Again, 153 and 513 are what? It is the digits are differently placed. Right? So ultimately, you will come out with 153 only. Okay. Now, what happens if the number is not divisible by 3? What if I am taking any random number? What will happen? Okay. So to do that, let us something called as a cyclic black hole. Okay. What again we have to do is we have to take a 3-digit number which is not divisible by 3. Okay, and then the same procedure we are going to follow. Okay. Now let us start with the number 123. 1 cube plus 3 cube plus 6 cube comes out to be 244. And then the second process 136. Okay, now what happens? The 136, 244 will keep on repeating. It will not converge to a single number. It will be having a repeatability. It will be having a repeatability. It will be in the form of a cycle. Okay. Now, if you take any number, it will ends up with unique black hole number or unique cyclic black hole number, which means that in a previous case we had 153. Here in this particular chosen number, that is 136, your number is 136 244, 136 244. But this 136 and 244 is not unique. It's not a single number. Depending upon the number you are taking, this vary, and the cycle period also may vary. Here it is repeating between 136 244, 136 244. Yes, the sequence can increase also. We'll look into some numbers. Okay, let us take another number, 792. Okay, oh fine. So I need to share another screen. Please give me a minute. Okay. Because this is becoming a lengthy procedure, so that's why I'll try to share another window so that it is easy for me to take it forward. Okay, now if I am taking 792, okay, okay, before that we'll take another number, 215. Okay, so if I'm using, I think this window should be visible now. Let me check. Yeah. Now, if I am taking a number 215, okay, so what I am doing is I am taking the first character 2 and I am cubing it, okay, and then second digit, and I am so I am doing a sum up of all these things. And when I am using 215, I am getting 134 followed by 92. And then 745, 532, 160, 27, 352, 160, 27. So now it is repeating in a period of 3. 160, 27, 352, 160, 217, 352. It will repeat. Okay. So now, well, let us take another number. That's what we have discussed. The number, whatever that we have proposed, is 792. So if I am taking 792, again 1080, 138, okay, and then sorry, I think 792 probably divisible by 3. Okay, yeah. So if I am taking 791, so I am getting a repeated number 352, 160, 217. So like that, you will have a characteristics of the black hole. That the characteristics is, it will be in the form of a cyclic black hole. A set of numbers will be repeating. Okay. Now, yes, coming back to the presentation. Okay. So now you can work with Excel also for these kind of black holes. And as the complexity increases, doing calculation by hand will be little difficult. Okay. Now, we have another set of black hole. Sum of squares of the digits in a real number either ends up into a singularity or becomes a cyclic black holes. Right? This is what we have seen. Now, select any natural number, calculate the sum of the squares of the digits of the chosen number, repeat the process, you end up with a cyclic black hole or a singular black hole. Okay, let's take an example. 70 square is 49. Sorry, 7 square plus 0 square is 49. And then repeating the procedure for 49, I'll get 97. And then it will be repeating 70, 49, 97, 130, 10, 1. Okay, it ends up with a singular black hole 1. Okay, 1 square will be 1, 1 square will be 1, and go on. Okay, now let us consider 4. 4 square is 16. 1 square plus 6 square is 37. Upon iterating, I'll get a cyclic black hole or a singular black hole. Here, I'll end up with again 4. And I have to reiterate the process. Again, it comes with 16, 37, 58, 89, 145, 42, 24. This will be repeating. Okay, the cycle repeats. If it ends with 1, it becomes a singular black hole. Okay. Hey, here the cycle number is cycle length is 8 for the number 4. Okay. We have several such black holes available. Colas conjuncture. Okay. The following iteration, please repeat. Now, I'm introducing a little bit of higher level. That is, I'm introducing algebraic equations. X of k plus 1 is equal to 3xk plus 1 if xk is odd. And if xk is even, I'm taking xk by 2 as xk plus 1. Okay. Now, with any integer x of k, so x of k is, if I'm taking any number, it becomes x of 0, initial state. Okay. If I'm taking the number 7, 7 is odd, then I have to use the first equation, that is x of k plus 1 is equal to 3 into 7 plus 1. Okay. So if I'm using and I'll get a number, that number will be x of 1. Okay. So, and so odd and even, I have different equations. Okay. So when I'm using, how is going to happen? Now, let's take the number 17. Okay. So when x1 is equal to 17, x2 becomes, I have to follow the odd equation, that is 3k plus 1. That is 3 into 17 plus 1. Okay, so I'll end up with 52. And then 52 is even, so I have to divide that 52 by 2. Therefore, x3 becomes 26. So I have to keep doing these iterations. Okay, when I keep doing this iteration, remember this iteration will not go very easily. Okay, so it takes a long iterations, number of iterations. Okay, here for if you're taking 17, so you can take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So after 10, what happens? 11, 12, 13, you have 4 to 1, 4 to 1, 4 to 1. So this will get something like this. You'll get a cyclic black hole like this. Okay. And the different number, if you are taking, what happens if you are using 27, the iteration goes till 111 iterations, and then the until the number becomes 1. Okay, so depending upon the number that you are choosing, you have to do so many number of iteration. But people have tried with computers with an initial value of 15.734 into 10 to the power of 8. Till that number, people have tried, and it comes out to be a black hole. Okay, where black hole, which is a cyclic black hole with the cycle 4 to 1 cycle. Okay, and in mathematics, numerical methods, people would have looked into the Gauss-Seidel methods. Okay, this is an engineering level mathematics, or people who are taking mathematics as their core subjects, wherein when you are trying to solve a simultaneous equation, if the equation is becoming more and more tough, what we try to do is we use the numerical methods, where you, in all these methods we have seen the whole numbers. Okay, now this Gauss-Seidel iteration will come up with something called as decimal numbers also. Okay, so there also we'll look into the convergence, the stability of this equation, and finally for a given set of equation you will get a unique number, right? If you are solving any simultaneous equation, finally you will be coming up with a definite set of number. Okay, fine. And again, if you're going forward, like if you are taking some kind of a research based problem, so PD based numerical solution will also come up with some kind of a black hole. For that, I'll give you a small example, which is a little on the higher side. So assume that there is a tube, something like this, which is shown here. Okay, and a fluid is entering into the tube and it is leaving this tube, and in between there is an obstacle. In between there is a circular obstacle. So in mechanical engineering, in fluid mechanics, we call it as a flow past a circular cylinder problem. So in this particular problem, when the Reynolds the governing equations is going to be a partial differential equation, like dou u by dou x plus dou v by dou y is equal to 0, and then the momentum equation. These three equations is called as a set of equations called as a Navier-Stokes equation. And for a given Reynolds number, and for a given Reynolds number, what happens? If the Reynolds number is 20, the lift and drag, the forces that is experienced on the cylinder in the first case, if the Reynolds number is 20, you will get a steady value, unique black hole. Whereas if the Reynolds number is beyond, say, 40, 49, you'll end up with some kind of a periodic cycle, whatever that they are seeing here. Okay, you will end up with a periodic black hole or a cyclic black hole. Okay, so with this two topics, and these are some of my references that I have taken, I will end the session, and the session is open for questions.
Yeah, yes, sir. It was a great session, and there are a few doubts in the starting. Um, like in the last topic, which I was explaining about the fluid, there's a concept on fluid black holes. Um, Kirtukwiti has asked you to please explain it a bit slower. Can you go through it again,
Yeah,
please?
I'll once again redo the topic. That's fine. It's absolutely fine.
Yeah.
Well, actually, since we have a heterogeneous audience here, I just moved very fast because many people might not be able to understand this problem. That's why I just skipped it very fast. So let me explain this in a much detailed way. Okay, so assume that this is a pipe, cross section of the pipe, and the top one and the bottom one is the pipe. Okay, and through this the fluid enters, and through this the fluid leaves. Okay, so they don't get confused with the arrow which is shown here. Okay, the fluid is entering in this direction and the fluid is leaving in this direction. Okay, assume that it is a pipe. Okay, and I'm having a in a pipe, what happens, there won't be any obstacles, right? So the flow of the fluid flows freely, and assume that there is an obstacle. Okay, the obstacle is of circular in shape. The obstacle is of circular in shape. Then what happens to the flow? And when a fluid is flowing, or you may okay, I'll give you a simple example. When you are riding in a bike, okay, if there is a wind is coming from the opposite direction, you feel that you are being pushed. Or not even in a bike, if you are standing in front of a ocean during your cyclonic times, you see that the wind velocity will be very high and it will try to push you. Okay, which means that there is some amount of force that is getting exerted on our body. Okay, so that force can be resolved into two components: a vertical component and a horizontal component. Okay, or I can say, if I'm assuming the flow to be a two-dimensional, I can say that the force along the direction of the flow and the force across the direction of the flow. So I will experience two force, one force along the x direction and one force along the y direction. So I can write it as a Fy, okay, and this Fx. Okay, this Fx is called as the drag and Fy is called as a lift. Okay, and a similar concept is also available for flow through an airfoil, how the airplane takes off. Okay, fine. So when the speed of the flow is very, very small, okay, my Reynolds number will be very small. The Reynolds number is given by the relation rho Vd by mu, or it is a ratio between inertial force and the viscous force. Well, when the Reynolds number is 200, what happens? The flow is for water, assuming that if the density and viscosity of any particular fluid remains constant, now the Reynolds number depends on the velocity, right? So if it is 20, which means that I'm having a velocity is slow, and if it is 200, the velocity is high. So in such a case, if the Reynolds number is 200, I'll get a unique value. When I keep on iterating, what happens? I will get a single value, okay, for lift as well as for drag. Now what happens when I increase the speed? What happens? You won't get a constant data. You will get a periodic data, which means that for lift, you can see that it is oscillating with a mean 0. For drag, it is oscillating with a mean which is greater than 1 and it is less than 2. Okay, so what is the physics of all these things? It is beyond the scope of this particular topic. I am trying to introduce. So why I have taken this problem is that how mathematical black hole is related to numerical methods and how it is related to real-time problems. This is what my intention to explain. But this is another way of looking into the mathematical black hole. That's all. But I am not discussing anything with respect to the physics. It is not only with mechanical engineering, even electrical engineering, electronics engineering, especially in electronics engineering, people try to solve this Maxwell's equation. When you are solving a steady state Maxwell equation, you will get a singular black hole, a constant value black hole. And if you are solving an unsteady problem, you can have this kind of a cyclic black hole. So this is how you can also relate numerical methods into a black hole techniques. Yes, this mathematical black hole is a very big topic. You can study related to the perturbation analysis, the stability of the solution. It's also possible. Okay, so just the audience is a heterogeneous audience. I'm just trying to give a glimpse of some physical problem. That's all. Or else it'll be like a fun. Okay, how this is related to the physics and how the mathematics helps in relating the physics. That's all. I hope it should be clear. Any other question?
Yeah, yes, sir, it was very clear. And so participants, if you have any other questions, do post it in the YouTube live chat. It will be answered directly by our resource person. So, sir, it was really a new topic. Like when I saw the topic, it was black holes. I was thinking we'll be speaking about the physics and mathematics behind the black holes, the physics, mathematics involved in the physics of the black holes. But we have completely discussed about all numbers, number systems, and variety of stuffs.
Yeah. So the idea is not new. It is its literature is available. The thing is that when they proposed, they call it as mathemagical black hole because it has maths. It's a kind of a magic if you are showing to a kids. So that is how the word mathemagical was coined. And this black hole is coined only because it comes out to a certain number. It boils down to a single number. So a black hole concept is also like that. So it absorbs everything and put it in a single point. If you look into the physics, they call it as a singularity. Yeah. Black hole is singularity. So that's how this words were coined. Mathematics, magic, and black hole was coined together. So I also, I mean, most people might not have looked into this word mathematical black hole, and many people know about numerical methods. But the interesting part behind this numerical methods is never been taught. If a numerical method subject is started with a black hole concept, mathematical black hole concept, then how fun the numerical methods will be. Mm-hmm. So this is my idea, and just I have taken this. And credit that I have to show is when I was doing my PhD, this topic was discussed by one of our guest lecturer, Professor A.K. Malik. I have to thank Professor A.K. Malik because I also don't know the mathematical black hole word before I got introduced. So I have to give credit to Professor A.K. Malik for this. Thank you.
Sure, sir. And we have one general question from one of our audience.
Yeah.
Uh, Yurvi has asked, can you please explain the application of matrix in engineering?
Application of matrix in engineering. See, without matrix, you can't do anything. Everywhere it is. Say, for example, if you are okay, so okay, let us take a simple example. If you take a resolution of forces, okay, so you take hmm, see application of matrix. I'm just trying to make it simple so that the heterogeneous audience can understand. Say, for example, if you take the engineering mechanics subject, okay, so let us take forces in space. Okay, forces in space will be represented in terms of ijk as a vector. Okay, so and if you are performing vector operations like three vectors, okay, four vectors, addition, subtraction. So what we try to do is to when you are feeding into a computer, if you are able to represent in terms of a matrix, then it will be very easy. Say, for example, the a matrix consists of the fi, fj, fk as one row. Okay, similarly you can append more forces, okay, and you build up a matrix. Okay, this is one simple example that I can say. uh, Probably when you are adding three vectors in matrix, how you will give is a square bracket, first value, second value, third value. Okay, so that is how matrix is built, and that matrix can represent a force. I mean, this is one very simple, damn simple example so that everyone can understand. But yes, it has a humongous application because the matrix alone helps organizing a data in a computer when you are solving numerical methods.
Yeah. Okay, sir. So that's the end of the questions. We'll continue with our vote of thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, yeah, very warm and pleasant good morning to all. At the outset, it gives me an immense pleasure to propose the vote of thanks for this wonderful occasion, an international webinar on mathematical black holes. I would like to thank today's resource person, Dr. Supradeepan K, Assistant Professor, Department of Mechanical Engineering, BITS Pilani, Hyderabad, who honored this program, despite his busy schedule, has found time to grace us with his wonderful lecture. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you for inviting me to
I'm
be a part
also
of this.
very grateful to Thickness Learning Community, Young and Dynamic founder, Mr. Kritik Raja, and members of TLC for their encouragement, backing, arrangement, valuable contribution, and wonderful support to make this webinar grand success. We have received more than 100 plus registrations from various states of India and different parts of the world. Last but not least, I would like to thank all Thickness Learning Community beloved participants from different positions for showing their interest in this webinar for making this event as a resounding success. Thickness Learning Community upcoming webinars are Turn Your Idea into Pattern, Opportunities in Data Sciences, Python Programming and Mobile App Development, Women Empowerment, etc. Once again, I thank one and all present here. Have a wonderful day ahead. Thank you very much.